Now that you've taken each of the phases of the 3-3-3 pattern for a spin, you should have a feeling for how each should progress. Hopefully, you got a sense of how each phase builds a performance foundation on which to make solid acting choices. You may or may not have learned the line from King Lear from this exercise. As with any technique, the more you use it, the faster and more assured you will become. In this episode, we'll introduce you to the nuts and bolts of weaving these three phases into the 3-3-3 pattern. Using our computer model once again, this process involves organizing your line files into three simple and efficient virtual folders. You will link these folders together so that when you finish accessing your line files from one folder, the link to the next will automatically open, giving you instant access. Here is the prologue to Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. There is some preliminary acting work that should go into the preparation for such a monologue, but since we're simply using the monologue as an example for demonstration, we'll forego that process here and explore it more fully in a later episode. You'll apply the rule of three to your monologue by organizing it into three virtual folders. Determine your folders by scoring your script during the reading phase. Scoring is the process of marking in your script. You've done this when you enter your blocking or make director's notes. The size of each folder should be of relatively equal length. You may find that each part divides into a natural beginning, middle, and end. If so, this will help in deciding how to divide the unit. Everyone has their own way of scoring folders, but you could do something like this. Think of the three circled passages as three folders. The two overlapping lines between the three folders serve as links from one folder to the next. This monologue is now organized into three simple and efficient folders ready for you to employ the 3-3-3 pattern. To begin, employ the requirements for the reading phase by going through the entire monologue 3 times. Don't forget, you will not take your eyes off the script as you read. You will deliver your lines slower and more loudly than you would in a performance. Your goal is to accurately store these lines in proper chronology. After you have read the entire monologue 3 times, you will then read each folder 3 times, adhering to the requirements of the reading phase. You will end your work on the first folder with the line, "From forth the fatal loins of these two foes." You will begin your work on the second folder with the same line, "From forth the fatal loins of these two foes," which will mentally link the first and second folders. You will read up to the line, "and the continuance of their parents' rage." Maintaining the 3-3-3 pattern, you will read this folder 3 times. After you have completed the second pattern of 3, you will continue to the final folder, which will begin with the linked line, "and the continuance of their parents' rage," and continue to the end of the monologue, reading this folder 3 times. You will end the 3-3-3 pattern of the reading phase by reading the entire monologue once again 3 times. Now let me take just a moment to explain what's happening here. In the first pattern of 3, when you go through the entire monologue 3 times, you mentally establish the monologue as a single unit. Each of the 3 folders breaks up your work into smaller, more manageable sections. Even though you stop at the end of the folder and go back to the beginning, you avoid creating a line problem by beginning the next folder with a line that ended the previous folder. Mentally, this links the 2 folders together. When you deliver the linking line, it will automatically open the next folder, giving you instant access. The third pattern of 3, where you read the entire monologue from beginning to end 3 times, reestablishes the monologue as a single entity. Don't take your eyes off the script at any time during this phase. You will be tempted, but your goal is to store your lines accurately. Do not make a conscious effort to memorize your lines as you are reading. Turn the heavy lifting of memorization over to your subconscious. Trust that the time you are investing in the reading phase is creating a solid file on the hard drive of your memory. Once you get it uploaded accurately, you need only to practice accessing it. but that happens in the next phase. When you come back, I'll show you how to use the same pattern to access what you've stored. It's time to take your monologue through the 3-3-3 pattern of the reading phase. Enjoy your workout.